Good morning, Yankee fans. How's everybody doing on a beautiful Monday morning in New York City? How's everybody doing? Whoa, if the Yankees play as good as the weather, we're going to be in great shape today, everyone. Absolutely great shape. Just a couple of notes, everyone. One of our co hosts, CT Cards, is a little bit on assignment this morning, so he won't be joining us. He may join us in the chat, and we will have a few people on. And also, first off, good morning, Mr. Shabir. How's it going? I know you're listening from far away, and we really appreciate it. One of these days, you got to come on and we got to talk. And how is it out there where you are, talking Yankees and all? But thank you so much. Also in the chat, John Ferrazzo, how you doing? Bob Rizzo, Kevin, how's everybody doing? Jeff, who's on vacation, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Before we do, D Train, how are you doing? Good morning. Before we do anything else, if you guys aren't updated on last night's scoreboard, we'll get that out of the way right now. The Cardinals beat the Guardians 7-0. The Pirates beat the Mets 12-1. The Phillies knocked off the Atlanta Braves 2-1. The Orioles beat the Tampa Bay Rays 5-1. Of course, the Yankees 12-5 over the A's. The Blue Jays 5-3 over the Red Sox. Cincinnati beat a cold San Diego Padres team 3-2. The Astros keep rolling. It's incredible. 2-0 over the Cubs. The Dodgers beat the ice cold Royals 5-1. The White Sox surprisingly again beat the Giants 5-2. The Rockies beat the Brewers 4-3-11. The Mariners beat the Rangers 6-4-12. The Nationals beat the Angels 7-4-11. A lot of extra inning games yesterday. The Marlins beat the Diamondbacks 6-4, and the Tigers shut out the Minnesota Twins 3-0. That is your scoreboard. Good morning, cold Italian pizza. Buongiorno a you and la familia. How's everybody doing? So, without further ado, we're going to bring up the master of information, Mr. Jonathan, our co-host, co-host at 8:30 style. How you doing? Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good. Trying to just remember it's Monday.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So let's dissect before anything else the Yankees yesterday for people that were not on and want to get a little update. They may just have seen the score. I know we have in the chat Shabir, and he's far away. Believe me when I tell you he's far away. If he allows me to say where it is, I would, but all I could say is he just wants an update. So give us an update of what took place with the Yankee game yesterday.
Well, the Yankees had an offensive outburst yesterday. They destroyed Luis Severino. Severino gave up 6 earned runs, 7 runs total in 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 home runs.
Wow.
Stroman surprisingly had a great game. All he did was give up a home run. If he didn't give up that home run, he would have pitched a shutout because he had 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 home run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
And also, it bears to mention he hasn't pitched in a while, so it wasn't like okay. All right. Well, how about the lineup? Let's go down and out. So you got Grissom came up 3 times, 2 runs and a K. Yeah. Bellinger had a great day at bats 5. He had 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and 1 home run. Aaron Judge had 4 at bats, 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Let's see, and one K. Ben Rice had two
K.
at-bats,
2K.
one run, and 1K.
Judge
Chaz,
struck out twice.
Chaz Chisholm had 4 at-bats, 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, 1 home run, and 1K. Goldschmidt, 3 at-bats. He continues to be as cold as ice. Dominguez, 5 at-bats, 1 hit, and 2 Ks. Volpe, 4 at-bats, 1 run, 1 hit, 1K. And LeMahieu came up defensive purposes.
He was defense, yeah.
Right. And Peraza, as usual, 4 at-bats, nothing, and 1K. Pitching-wise, as we said, Stroman went 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1K, 2 walks. Blue Baker showed absolutely nothing. I have a feeling he's going to get DFA pretty soon.
Yeah.
Third of an inning, 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks. What a bad outing. Loizaga, 2/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout. Tim Hill, 1 inning, gave up nothing. Hamilton, who's been pitching a lot better, could be some trade bait right there. 1 inning, 2 Ks, and a walk. And, of course, Weaver, 1 inning, pretty clean, and he had 1 strikeout. So there's your update, everyone. As far as the game yesterday, which it was great to see them, breaking out of everything. The most important that we got out of that game, though, Jonathan, and I think we had a scare. The Yankees can ill afford to lose Chaz Chisholm Jr. right now. That would be a big blow to the lineup.
Well, he came back and he got an at-bat, so he stayed in the game.
No, I know he stayed in the game. What I'm saying is they dodged a big bullet there because he was in whatever happened. He was in major pain.
Well, the Yankees can't afford to lose another infielder. They already lost probably the best infielder for the whole year.
Yeah, no question about it. Nitin Sports, welcome to the stream. How you doing? You are more than welcome to come on, Nitin, and talk about your weeks ahead. What's going on in the world of NSR? FG, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning to all of you. How you doing? What's going on? What are your thoughts about the series that just ended? And we're going to get into talking about the Toronto series, and then of course later on we will be talking about the Mets series. So, Jonathan, tonight, let's see, what do we have going? We have Rendon is pitching against Scherzer, who's 0-0 with a 5.63 ERA. That scares me because every time they go against somebody with almost a 6 ERA, they don't hit the guy. But maybe they turned the corner. How do you feel about that?
Look, Scherzer is a great pitcher. He was a great pitcher in the past. Now he's probably slowing down a bit because obviously he's getting to the end of his career, but that doesn't mean he can't still pitch.
Why do wait a minute? I'm a little confused, Jonathan. I thought that's the Scherzer that was with the Mets. I thought he was
the same Scherzer that was with the Tigers.
Oh, okay.
Same Scherzer. There's only been one Scherzer.
Well, the one was on Texas Rangers. Oh, that's the Grom. I'm sorry. I got them a little. Okay, now I got it. Me bad. Okay,
I don't think Scherzer ever was with the Mets. The Grom was.
Well, they had Verlander, and didn't they have Scherzer?
At the Tigers.
Okay.
The only time that I remember that Verlander and Scherzer played together was on the Tigers.
Okay. Because I thought the Mets so that it was Verlander and DeGrom then. Okay.
It's possible that the Grom and Scherzer played against each other because
bring up Scherzer's MO. I have to convince myself. I am not sure. I thought for sure that Scherzer was on the Mets, but I guess I'm confusing him with DeGrom.
I think so, but let me just double check.
See, the Mets had Verlander and Scherzer. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yeah, the Mets had Scherzer for 1 year, 2 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't remember that, but I didn't
Well,
watch National League very much.
okay. Well,
That was
thank you.
in 22 and half of 23, and then the Mets traded him to Texas.
Thank you, Merck. I appreciate it. Some people come to my defense. I know I'm not going crazy. He might be the master of everything, but I have a good mind.
Well, I remember that Scherzer. If you remember, Scherzer was part of the Didi Gregorius trade.
Okay. Well, yeah, that time. Stephen B, good morning. How you doing? What's up,
And I
Joe?
and
Jonathan?
I
Yeah.
I bet if the Yankees redo that trade, they probably would have just talked with Arizona and tried to get Scherzer and Gregorius together.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But look at all the injury problems we would have had. That's a big problem.
But he was also younger.
Yeah. Well, we're turning the corner to July, Jonathan. So you know what that means. It should be a lot of rumors will be flying around, and I still believe that the Yanks are going to make something happen before the trade deadline. They usually do. It just pops up and then boom. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? And just to talk about the minor leagues for a minute. Jones hit another bomb last night to center field, which was awesome, and he is making a case, man. He's making a case. The
Yeah,
dream,
it wouldn't surprise me if Jones is called up in the second half.
yeah, wouldn't surprise me either.
I could. I mean, the question is, who in the outfield would you trade? Grisham?
That's what the consensus here is on NY Mania. A lot of people seem to feel with that $5 million contract and half of it already being paid, you're actually getting somebody for $2 million. So and a very very good outfielder. I mean, do I want to part with him? No, but if it's going to make us better or to try something else before the playoffs, then they may do it. I don't think at this point I don't think the 2 million or whatever. If the Yankees are going to improve themselves, I'm starting to be convinced that they're too quiet. Something is going to develop, and it's going to be out of left field, I believe. Stephen
Yeah,
B says, let's see what.
there's
Let's go.
always something that happens with the Yankees that nobody talks about.
Right. Well, that's the Yankees because they're so to the vest of everything. I think Grissom, you sell high and you get some serious good pitches. Good
Yes,
thought.
look, I'm not against trading Grisham, especially if that makes a spot for Spencer Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
as I said, if they trade Grisham, they have to bring up Jones.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Ferraro. I think Ferraro will be traded.
I think Pereira
Right.
will be a trade candidate.
Yeah, I do too. I don't see him really being any real part of the team. If they would have, he would have already been up with all these slumps. They obviously gave him the cold shoulder after he was so awful his first time up, and he couldn't hit a fastball. And I think that just remained with Cash and with Boone and every. Of course, they're not going to come out and say it, but he was really bad when he was up here. So, it may just be, maybe he changed, but they're not. Again, like I always say, he's got to fill every box, and that's a big problem with the Yankees. See, all these guys that come up, Jonathan, I can't believe they fill every box of every team. I just don't believe it. I believe that they try. They figure either they have nothing to lose or they want to get some dramatic stuff going on the team. The Yankees don't look that way. The Yankees feel that if you're not 100% filling every box, it ain't happening. And I don't like that mentality. You might have 9 out of 10. That's like a dentist. 9 out of 10 recommend, Trident gum. Well, you're always going to get one person not to like it. But if you have 9 people that like it, you got to give it a try. Just because one person says, "Oh, I don't know, it caused a cavity." Give me a break. Let's go for it. Have a little, what.
Well, that's part of the Yankees' philosophy, I guess.
I know. Is it the philosophy? It hasn't worked since 2009. Stephen B goes, I want to see Dominguez playing every day and try him at leadoff. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement with that. I'd love to see Dominguez out there on an everyday basis. Does he have holes in his game? He sure does. But if he plays every day, we're really going to know what we have in this guy. Well, do you really want a wait and we wait till next year again to see what we have?
Look, here's the big problem with the Yankees, especially in Dominguez's situation. Ever since he was signed, he was always pumped up to be the next big name out of the system.
Yes.
And when he gets here, they treat him like yesterday's garbage.
Well, I don't know if it's that drastic, but I just
treat him like a bench player.
Yeah, maybe a little better. Hey, Felix. Hey, Jason C. How you doing? I'm not afraid to say that I was the winner on your show last night. Yay me. Yay me. Jason, you have a great show there.
Wow.
Continue good success. Just watch out for this guy because I don't know. He thinks he knows all the answers, but we're going to get him.
I think Jason officially banned me from answering any more questions.
No. We got to go up against you and just beat the you-know-what out of you. I mean, come on. No way. And I would have done even better if it wasn't that the computer thing was slow because I had another answer that I would have done right away and I couldn't see the thing. So I'm not complaining. I won fair and square. So Stephen B. Cards is a sketchy guy. He didn't show up. No, Stephen B. He had a few things going on, and he will hopefully be here for the pregame later on. Felix, another 30 homer season for Judge. Incredible. Yes. And can you imagine, and Jonathan, I'll bring this up to you. I mean, he's been slumping. That's how unbelievable he was in the beginning of the year. Slumping, and yet we're talking about I'm talking about 30 home runs, and we're just hitting July 1st.
30 home runs in 3 months.
Yeah, that's incredible. Jason says, I watched some of the Tigers game last night. Boy, they are good. Yeah, definitely good. But Jason, go ahead.
Tigers, the Tigers trade last year when the Yankees pulled out of the Flaherty trade, which I wish they never did. But I think that trade really turned the team around.
Well, I want that you brought up a good point. I want to bring up something here, guys. I want you to answer me this. Are the Yankees better now or worse off with did they make the right decision and let Gleyber Torres walk?
Yes.
Let me hear what everybody's got to say. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Yes, Gleyber Torres. I think Gleyber Torres' mistake was, and he never fixed it, was he put too much pressure on himself and therefore affect his performance on the field, and he needed a new team.
Yeah, but does he just turn it? So in other words, he goes to the Tigers, and
It's
what you're
all it's
saying,
all a mental game.
right. But what you're saying is, okay, I won't do it for the Yankees, but I'll do it for the
No,
Tigers.
no, it's not that simple. You're talking about it way too simply. The mentality you need to play in New York and the pressure the team has to win. If you relieve that pressure and you don't think about the problem, then it's much more easier to get your head in the game faster and hit the ball. It's just like anything else in life. If you have a work deadline that's due tomorrow and you're thinking about it and thinking about it all the time and it needs to be perfect instead of realizing, oh, it can be done over the weekend and I can just take my time and I need to just relax and I can deal with this.
Okay.
It's the same thing. I don't know whether it was Boone who put too much pressure on it. I don't know if it was the coaching staff because everything he did in New York is the opposite that he's doing in Toronto and Detroit, and he feels a lot more comfortable.
Well, let's see what the chat has to say, and thank you for responding. So Stephen B. Torres needed to go and change the scenery. Felix FG says Gleyber Torres would never flourish, managed by Boone. AJ Hinch is not laid back leader like our Boone. Felix goes, love Glaber, but I was done with him. Happy to see him doing well. And Stephen B says, Torres was a space cadet at second for us. Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. And thank you. Keep them coming about Glaber Torres because I'm just interested in seeing what everybody thinks. And I'm interested in hearing what this next co-host guest will be coming on and talking about Gleyber Torres. And let's bring him on, and that is the one and only Mr. N. Good
What's up,
morning, sir.
Jonathan? What's up, Joe? First of all, shout out to the chat, and also happy birthday to Mike Tyson. Happy birthday to the champ, Mike Tyson. So I want to give a birthday shout out to Mike Tyson, and
Happy birthday, Mike. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me.
I'm
No
good friends.
way.
I'm good friends with his management team. So happy birthday to Mike Tyson. So
That a boy, Mike. What is he, like 52 now?
59, I think 59.
Is he really that young? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. The topic of the day right now is, are the Yankees better off with or without Gleyber Torres?
I agree. I agree with Jonathan. They're better off without Gleyber Torres. I think it was time to move on, and we could already tell his ceiling with the Yankees. So I'm happy for Torres that he's having success with another team, and unfortunately, is with Detroit. But I'm rooting for him, and a change of scenery
It's key.
was key for him. So I think for him being in Detroit now, and it's not like it's a great team, obviously, but not a big market team. He's adapting well, which is I like to see. So the writing was on the wall for him with the Yankees. So it's time for him to move on. So I mean,
Well,
we have. I mean, it's like I said, the Yankees. They got to be active at the trade deadline, but yeah, it was time to move on from Gleyber for sure.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if we're all going to feel that way if we play the Tigers and he comes up and has a monster series. Then everybody's going to blame the Yankees. What did they let him go for? You have to make a decision, people. If you're happy that he's gone, then you're going to have to stay that way, even if Torres hits 10 home runs against the Yankees. You have no choice. You can't play them both. So make a decision now, please. Because I don't want to hear later on, oh, we should have never gotten rid of Gleyber. What were we thinking? Well, you know what? The Yankees have to be smart enough to know how to pitch to him. They saw him for so many years. If they can't get him out, then shame on them. But we have to make a decision here and now. If Gleyber Torres kills us in the playoffs, then let it be known what you feel now, because we don't want to hear it later on. You're happy that he's gone? Then let's stick with that. If you're not happy, stick with that. But don't change your tune. That's
What's
all
up,
we're asking.
What's up, Stephen B?
I mean, it makes sense because I don't want to hear crying later. Oh, the Yankees should have never got rid of Gleyber. What were they thinking? You can't have it both ways. Either you like the guy or you don't like the guy. Either you wanted him here or you don't want him here. So let's make the decision, folks, please. Because later on, if we get burned with it, whose fault is it? Nobody. Nobody's. Do not blame Boone. Do not blame Cashman. Do not blame Steinbrenner. It was time for him to leave. That's it. Just like Reggie Jackson years ago. George Steinbrenner thought it best that he was done. And that was the worst decision he ever made. He admitted it.
What's up, Ken?
The one thing the Yankees could have done, and it may have benefited them in two ways. Is they could have offered him a qualifying offer. If they offered him a qualifying offer and he took it, he would be back for 1 year. If he rejected it, they would have gotten.
And he would have gotten $21 million. 21.
Well, that's the.
No, I know. No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that would have been another $21 million. And the way he was playing, it would have been a mistake. But he's playing great. You know, I mean, what more can we say about it? That's all. But that's all I'm saying. And I'm not going to bring it up again. Just make your decision on how you feel about, because we're probably going to play, if we're lucky enough to get in the playoffs, we're probably going to play the Tigers. And this man is going to come up about 15 times. So let's get ready for that, guys. I'm ready for it. I wanted him out of here. And I'm the first one that's going to admit it. Yeah. Now it's up to the Yankees to be smart and pitch him well. And he won't beat us. Mm-hmm. But if somebody had, let's say, Jonathan, you felt that they could have kept him, then kudos to you. Then you're right. If he, then you said, well, you see, I told you.
I agree, Jason.
I told you.
We have to stop thinking about what could have been. We have to live here and now and choose what is
I'm
best
just preparing.
So
I'm just.
I understand, but this is for everybody who thinks like this. And for the next month, you have another month before the trade deadline. So you have to. The Yankees have to figure out who they want, who they're going to trade, and how to make this team better. And they have another 31 days to figure it out.
Right. And FG, I know that they're not in first place because of Torres. The point is, you got to take a stand. You're happy he's gone, or you're not happy he's gone, and stick with it. Because a lot of times we get into that. Oh, get rid of this guy, and then he comes back and he.
I mean, for me, it's not being happy or not. It's the writing on the wall. I think it was time for him to move on. So it doesn't matter if you're happy or not. It's just the tipping point. And then we already know about his talent. But now he's showing what he can actually do with the Detroit Tigers. And like I said, I'm happy for him. I'm rooting for him. There's no need to be hating on Torres. He had good quality years for us. But it was time to move on. So there you go. That's there's my point on it.
Well, again, I mean, there's rumors circulating all over with so much. And now that tomorrow we go into July 1st, my God, the rumors are going to be flying. I mean, it just happened.
The next month, there's going to be talk every day about a different player going somewhere.
Yep.
And you won't find that out until the end of the month.
Which starts tomorrow. July 1st is tomorrow. So there you go.
Right. And the one thing the one team that I'm going to be watching is the New York Mets, because they have a lot of decisions to make, and they're ticking. What do they do? I mean, do they invest in going into the playoffs with bad pitching, or not invest, or do they invest in getting pitching for the 1 year and getting rid of some of their very highly touted people down in the minors? So I don't envy the Mets, because one pitcher I don't think is gonna turn the dial. They're gonna need at least two solid pitchers, and they need somebody in the bullpen. Look what's happening to them at the end of the game. They're getting smashed at the end of the game. And Nunez, he can't do it by Nunez. Diaz, he can't do it all by himself. And another thing that's hurting the Mets is the guy Brito, Budo, whatever the full name is. He was pitching great, and he's not pitching great anymore. So Jason is freaking Tommy Canely is pitching great. Listen, you can't fault that either. He went free agent. Yankees had a chance to keep him. I think
was good on the Yankees.
The Yankees felt he gets hurt too much, and they had enough players like that. So they decided, you know what? He's 30.
That was Joe. That was another, and Jonathan. That was, and Jason. That was another guy that was writing on the wall. I think it was time to move on from him.
Right, and he had listen. He was great with the Yankees. Was he here 2-3 times? He was great. I'm not taking that away. Could not stay healthy. So now if you have him, then you got to worry about him. You got to worry about Loizaga. You got to worry about this one and that one. I mean, enough already. You got to get rid of some players. So, but again, it's a long ways away. I mean, it's nice to have a discussion to see where we're at right now. As long as everybody's comfortable. You knew he had to leave, and he left, and kudos to him that he's playing well. Yankees, on the other hand, they have to do a better job with some of these top hitters. Like let's see what happens with Kirk tonight. That's a problem in itself. You never believe. You hear Guerrero, you hear Brissett, you hear Springer. The Yankees got to worry about Kirk. They handle some of the other, especially Guerrero. They don't do a bad job with him. But Springer, But Kirk kills them every time. One way or the other in that game, he's going to drive in a big run. And the crazy thing about it, he plays against the Mets for 3 games. He couldn't even hit a ground ball. But he comes to the Bronx, boom, he becomes a 500 hitter.
As far as the trade deadline, I think the only 2 players that are basically untradeable that I can is Schlittler and Lombard.
Right. Well, yeah. You mean in the? I'm sorry, I didn't catch. Did you say the minors or in the whole organization?
And the Yankees for the Yankees minor league system, Schlittler and Lombard, I think, are the only 2 players that I would not trade.
Okay, that's fair enough point.
I would actually bring up Schlittler as soon as the trade deadline is over, or even next month.
Well, excellent. Well, Jonathan, thank you for your insight, and we will see you. Possibly a little bit later on, either on the pregame or the postgame. If there's any breaking news, please come back. Let us know.
I'll be on the lookout.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan. You have a great day, and let's go Yankees. All right. We are waiting. We are patiently waiting for Ken the Ugly Truth to come aboard.
Is he in the backstage?
Yeah, but there's a circle. Oh, there he is. Okay, let's bring him right up. And here he comes. Good morning, Kenneth. How you doing?
What's up, Ken? How you doing?
Morning. Another ducky day in paradise.
Nice shirt, Kenny.
Nice shirt. Yep. Let's go.
Very nice shirt. And I have one too. I have the New York. Yeah, kind of looks like a Met shirt, and I'm a little disappointed. I got this as a gift, and I said, we're not a Met fan here, but it's okay. At least it says New York on it.
I got my media shirt.
Yeah,
I got my
It is
media
a
shirt on.
Yankee
Yeah.
one because it's got the Yankee colors.
Yeah.
But
I got
speaking of Yankees, Kenny, I see in the chat, and I waited for you to come on. You believe that the Torres move was the wrong move?
Yes, I do.
Why?
If you look at our team, we have not had a consistent lineup from day in, day out.
Correct.
Part of that is because we don't have a leadoff hitter. Torres filled that job adequately. He did a brilliant job as a leadoff hitter for us.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing him back on a 1-year deal at $15 million, like the Tigers signed him for, would not have been a bad thing. You would have actually given him time to possibly transition to third base. They tried to do it on the fly, and he's going to tell him to stick it because it would affect his ability out in the open market if we didn't bring him back.
Well, let me ask you.
If
1
we
year
hold
that
him,
he's away from the Yankees
Go ahead.
now. He's going to become a free agent again. Would you consider it?
I would consider it if he would agree to take the third base spot.
Wow.
Wow, interesting.
Okay. Is he
Well-
still under 30 years old?
Oh, No, he's still. Hold on.
He's around
20. I think he's 28,
28.
maybe 29.
Okay. I think that's fair.
I-
Yeah.
I ain't saying 10-year deal. I'm thinking if I'm bringing him back, it's
He's
going to be
28.
short term.
Thank you.
Labor
Yeah.
28.
Two, maybe 3-year deal at the most, because I'm not wanting to block George Lombard's ability to come up to the majors, and I don't think Lombard's going to be ready for 2 seasons.
Okay. Well, I was looking around the league who would benefit from him in second base, and not too many teams. I think a lot of teams are close with the second baseman, but I don't know. Either he'll stay in Detroit, or like you say, the Yankees. Yeah, I don't think the Yankees.
I think he found a home in Detroit, in my opinion. I think he's well suited. I think he's a perfect fit there, and he's enjoying himself. And I think he's having fun over there. So I don't know why he would.
Maybe it's the beard.
Yeah, I mean, we got beards now in New York, but I mean, like I said, like Ken said, if it's for the right deal, maybe potentially, but I don't see him coming back just after playing 1 year in Detroit. I think Detroit is this. I think he definitely found a home long term.
On one of the podcasts yesterday, I was strolling around. One of their major headlines is, "Do you sign?" And I know Ken is going to have strong feelings on this one. Do you sign right now an extension for Chaz Chisholm Jr.?
Yes,
What are your thoughts on that?
without a doubt, I would.
Mhm.
Whoa! That's good, Ken. Okay.
Yep.
What has changed your heart on it?
Nothing's changed my heart. When they started talking about extending Volpe and Wells, I was like, no, the person that you should extend is Chisholm.
Good. Okay, I agree. We're all in agreement with that.
Yeah,
Chisholm-
I think
Chisholm Chisholm is young. He brings the versatility that Cabrera has, where he can play infield, multiple positions. He can play outfield, multiple positions. He actually played for the Marlins as a center fielder. So he's a multi-talented player that could play all over the field. His speed, as I always say, speed kills. This guy terrifies pitchers when he's on base.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he has the additional pop in his bat.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say is for Chisholm it has to be like a 2-3 year deal, in my opinion. For
Extension.
Chisholm.
Now, does he have another year?
He's
He's not
yes.
a free agent. He's not a free agent.
No, he has.
He has another year on his deal.
Oh, okay.
Stephen B goes, yes on Chaz, nope on Volpe, and nope on Wells. Are we in agreement with that?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
Me too.
I'm not even keeping Wells on the team, actually, if you want to know my truth.
Yeah, we know what. No, we know how you feel about that, but we hope
Yeah,
that
but you know what? I've been taking it in the shorts for 2 years now,
Mhm.
calling this guy out, and he has proved me to the exact point.
Yeah, no,
The studio is absolutely correct on that one.
Yeah,
let me bring that up. Okay.
mine as well.
Extend him. They're going to have to pay him in arbitration anyway. Well, yeah, but the Yankees. If they win, if they lose an arbitration case, 99.9, that guy gets traded. You
Hmm.
take the Yankees to arbitration, they don't believe in that at all, and it never comes out good. Maybe that guy will stay for that year, but I rest assured he's gone. And you don't want it to go that far. And it's time for Hal to step up on that.
Chisholm has brought intangibles to the team, air of excitement. There's some things that he has to control, like his damn temper, but there is nothing wrong with the way Jazz plays the ball game with heart. He gets upset when he thinks he's wrong, and he doesn't quit. He will play on the field if he's hurt, and that's just hard nosed play, and that's the type of player that I like to see.
Yeah, no, you're right, 100% right. And it is true, Sean Browning. Judge is advocating to keep Chisholm. He keeps saying it. He said he's a game changer. He's an absolute game changer.
Hmm.
And they don't come along, all the time.
Yeah, Judge
Maybe
ain't lying.
what was that?
Judge isn't lying.
No, it's true, 100%. I mean, the last game changer we had, of course, he walked was, I hate to say the name, was Juan Soto. I mean, let's face it, every time he was at bat last year, he was a big threat.
Juan Soto, who?
Yeah, I know. Soto, remember that guy that played right field and, they was shouting, please stay. And guess what? He did not stay. So
Yeah,
kudos.
Jason brought up another good point. He's playing out of position. That's worth something. Yeah, Jason said.
Oh, who's this now? Chaz.
Yeah.
I mean, I was loving his play at second base, especially with the quick release that he has. We were pulling double plays left and right that we couldn't have done with Glaber.
Yeah. What's up, Sean?
Yeah,
He's got a quick release on his throw, and he's got a quick snap with his glove when with base stealers. And you need every advantage you can have if you've got a catcher like Wells behind the dish.
Mm-hmm.
As Wells has thrown a few people out, right? At least three.
At least a few, right? I think so.
The other one is completely what? 0 for 18 now.
Escar, yeah, he's donuts across the board, and Rice has started 2 games and he's gotten 1 runner out. So
that was the one from his knees. Remember, He threw the guy out from his knees. Well, moving on a little bit, guys. This series here in Toronto. What do you see from it? Do you think the Yankees are ready to take the next step and conquer this series? I know Toronto's definitely going to be up for this series, so we're going to have all that we can handle, and they have 4 good pitchers going too. So it's gonna be a nip and tuck series.
Nip and tuck. Yep, I agree. I think it's gonna be a tough series too. A 4-game series, right?
it is.
So like I said, Joe, yesterday on your channel, they got to score first in the first inning to get the momentum here. Like Ken said, like I said yesterday, 3 out of 4 I would like, or split. Not a sweep would be tough, but 3 out of 4 split would be nice. But starting game one is really important for the Yankees right here. So
if the Yankees sweep this series, I'd be very, very. I mean, first of all, we'd be dancing in the streets.
Then we had to get our champagne bottles out. Then boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Well, we get Jason's, that thing that he winds around that he keeps saying he's going to send me, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. New Year's is coming, my boy. Let's go, Jason.
It's
Let's
Thor hammer.
Yeah, the hammer. Let's go. And I don't want to go, back to the Bronx. You got to go. Ooh. But no, in all honesty, like I said, it would surprise me if they win all 4 games. That's not happening, guys. If we could do 3 out of 4, I'll be happy. No question about it.
Mhm.
3 out of 4 is not a bad deal.
Yeah.
What do you got going on this week? I know your schedule is out of this world. What do you got cooking?
A lot of busy stuff going on coming up soon. Events, and then some content coming out soon, and articles. So busy week again.
Yeah, there are some people that ask me about that brewery. I think a lot of Rangers are going to show up. Do you have the schedule? Maybe you could send it to me, and I could send it to some of the people in the chat.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah,
I appreciate that because I know some Rangers are coming. It's going to be exciting. By the way, switching to hockey. So tomorrow the trades and the free agent signings start.
Yeah, start tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, and I am really excited because the Rangers opened up some good money. So tomorrow's going to be a big day for Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
and their situation because the Rangers were not that far away, but unfortunately some of the veterans were getting old and it was time for them to go. Mm-hmm. I hated to see Kreider go, but you got to do something.
But now they have more money now, so it's just
they have a lot more money and they have a good coach again. And I mean, not that the other coach was bad, but this coach, he has won championships. He's been with Pittsburgh. Merck says he's a Devils fan, and obviously he's going to say the Rangers are not good. Well, we're going to go back and forth on that, Merck. We're definitely going to go back and forth on that. I think the Rangers will be back next year. They're too talented not to. They're too talented. But tomorrow's going to be an exciting day. We will cover it a little bit. We have no problem doing hockey because you got to remember, guys. Once baseball's over, I'm gearing up for a lot of things we're going to talk about, and that includes obviously hockey, wrestling, basketball, you name it, a little football. So there's a lot of things and of course always Yankees year round. But if there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to talk about. So. Although in Yankee land, there's always something. There's always something. Let's see. Let's bring back Ken. Hey, Ken. So, Merck, you live right by the Prudential. Oh, good for you. Oh, wow. That's great. Awesome. Let's see. Jason, what do you see? The Blue Jay manager is going to try some with the Yankees. I can't stand that guy. I know you've been saying that you're not a big fan of the manager there. I got to tell you, I don't like Alex Cora. Every time he loses a game, I smile. I could take or leave the Toronto manager, but I despise. I don't think Alex Cora should be in the league. Period. But that's for another day. Merck says, I can't stand the Blue Jays manager either. Yeah, I think everybody'd be happy if it was Don Mattingly. I mean, there'll be less of a threat. But like you said, Rendon tonight, he's got to keep his cool, and he's just got to go out there and make believe the Yankees are winning 5-8-0 already, and just pitch a damn good game. That's what we need from him. Because you don't know what's going to happen in game 3 and 4 here. I mean, they've been pitching really good, Clark Smith and, all of that. But obviously game 3 and 4, to me, is favored by the Toronto Blue Jays. I think 1 and 2 is going to be a dogfight, but we may have a little bit of an edge, and we have a better bullpen, obviously. So, with that combined, I think we're going to be okay that way. And then it doesn't get any easier for the Yankees because then they're going to go into Citi Field to start the 4th of July weekend. And that's not going to be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And there's going to try to be some revenge from Juan Soto. I know it's only one player, but still, I mean, you know he can explode at any time, and they're going to and it's going to be wild this weekend. I'm sure they're going to be behind Soto like crazy and probably booing Judge. Who knows? I mean, New York fans very unpredictable, so they could be quiet with it, but I wouldn't doubt it. The way we treated Soto, which we deserve to do. I think the Met fans are going to say, well, kudos to that. We're going to boo your Judge. So this, you feel that way? I mean, not that it really matters, but I'm just saying, do you feel that? Do you feel that because of the way we treated Soto, and we should have anyway, but the Met fans are not going to are not going to understand that. Do you think that Judge is going to get booed like crazy over the weekend?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, good. That's great. Sean says we will make the crybabies cry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Yep.
Well, yeah, listen, what I want to see in these 4 games, wouldn't it be great if we had one lineup? Come on, just try it. Try it one time. Will it hurt? If you leave,
Bring back Glaber. You'll have a leadoff hitter. Then you'll have a steady lineup.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh great. No, we'll bring back your guy. We'll bring in your guy Donovan, and there's your leadoff hitter,
Brandon Donovan.
Yeah.
There's the guy I think that they would welcome with a flash in a pan. No question about that. But I mean the Yankees have to realize. They have to concentrate on a leadoff hitter, either at the trade deadline or for next year.
Yep.
They can't keep going like this. I never heard of such a thing. What do we play, like 80-something games, and there's been 80-something different lineups? I have never heard. I mean, I understand with injuries, but I've never heard of such a thing. Never 2 days, 2 games, the same lineup.
Yeah, but we're not very injured.
Right. And that's what I don't understand. Why not? Why can't they have one lineup? Either you make a decision and you play Rice. I mean, listen, I don't care what anybody says, but Bellinger's got to play. He's got to play. The same way that all right, I'll close the eye with Dominguez. But you can't Bellinger's got to be in there. He's a former All-Star. He's still young. He's making good money. Play the man. Lefty or righty, he can hit them all. You just got to be consistent. Former MVP. There you go.
Sean brought up this is what I like to see here. Abbott for pitching and McLean for hitting.
Yeah, but McLean's batting .212, isn't he?
Don't care.
Don't care. How do you justify bringing in a 212 hitter?
A 212 hitter who has speed, positional versatility. He fills every hole that Oswaldo Cabrera has. You give him a change of environment, that 212 may become 312.
In your opinion, is it feasible that they can get a guy like Abbott?
It's feasible.
And what's the number one guy you would give up to Abbott?
Actually, the kid down in A-ball, Arise, because they've got Ellie De La Cruz manning shortstop, and he leads the major leagues in errors. He is a fantastic athlete, but he stinks as a shortstop.
Okay. Give
him some shortstop talent. What they need is some actual arms. A lot of people are like, don't trade Cam Sutler. If it brought a combination of McLean and Abbott Schitler would be gone.
It's yep.
Is there something guys that we're missing? In going around the league and searching all the teams. I mean, I believe that there is definitely something that all of a sudden is going to say, "Oh my God, I never even thought of him." They do that almost every year. Like last year, did anybody ever think that they were going to get Chisholm?
No.
There wasn't even an ounce of a rumor.
Remember the Mark Teixeira signing? No one thought about that.
Yes, right at the end, he was, out of nowhere, right before the season, boom, and it happened within 5 minutes. John Heyman reported it on CBS Sports, and it was a rocket thing. I'll never forget. It was 3:00 in the afternoon on a Monday afternoon, and all of a sudden, bing, 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 Teixeira signed. I was like, what? Yeah. That was a big move, because then they're saying, well, what are they going to do with Nick Swisher? Well, he ended up being our right fielder. So, I mean, they do make decisions like that. I believe he's got an ace in the hole somewhere. I don't know where, but I think he's got an ace in the hole. Mm. It's too obvious what's out there. He's going to do something. And listen, I don't doubt that if they don't go to the Cardinals and say, look, we're going to give you this, this, and this. Give us Donovan. Would it surprise you, really, if they ended up with Donovan? I know you guys will be happy, but would it surprise you? Ken?
I think that the Cardinals are on the fence right now. They're like a game out in the wild card. So I just don't see the Cardinals being a seller.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now the Fried signing was out of nowhere. Well, that was a comeback move because they lost Soto. So they had to juggle right away. I mean, I'm sure they had Fried in the minds and in the thoughts, but
no, Fried signing was not out of nowhere. I think they had a plan if Soto left. Fried was their backup plan.
Yeah, Fried was
not out of nowhere.
Yes, correct. That you're right about. But I mean, I'm scouring the whole league, and I'm saying should be a second baseman or third baseman. I just hope they don't make the mistake and go out and not that he's a bad player, but for his age, Arenado. That's what I'm concerned about, because he's a veteran, and he'll Paul G is probably saying they probably go to Paul G. Yeah, get this guy. We need him. Blah 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 blah, and. To give up the rookies for this guy that it might be with us 1 more year, I don't know. That's what worries me about Cashman liking the veteran guys. And then what about bullpen arms? Everybody's looking for bullpen arms. So if the Yankees,
that's why the Mets are not going anywhere. Everybody who's a contender needs starting pitching and bullpen arms. There are only so many that are going to be out there, and I'll tell you my sneaky call. Mm-hmm. I think that the Dodgers get Bichette.
You think? Oh wow, really?
What else is new?
What? Yeah. No, come on. Oh man.
Bichette is in his walk year. Dodgers have not had stability at shortstop.
I mean, put bets back in.
Dodgers have plenty of prospects that are blocked coming to the major league level, and that's what the Jays are looking for, because their farm system needs help.
Wow. If he's a free agent, would you take a chance on him next year, guys?
No.
Really?
Hell, I don't want him as a trade partner.
Oh, wow. Okay. I got you. Let's see what Sean Browning has to say here. No rumors, no hype. Soto signed with the Mets. Yankees signed Max Fried immediately. Yeah, that was like a knee-jerk reaction. Boom.
And then Stephen B. Says, I want Nardi on the Marlins.
Nardi is, I think, on the 60-day IL.
Gotcha. Well, it's not far fetched that the Yankees sometimes in the trade deadline they get an injured pitcher. They've done it in the past, so I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it, especially if they hear.
Yeah, Frankie Montauk.
Yeah, that was one. There was.
How'd that work out for us?
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Then there was who was that? The guy they got from the Cubs. Lieber.
Yeah.
John Lieber back in 2004. He didn't pitch 2003, and then and he was leading the way. I mean, and Kevin Brown in that crazy losses to the Red Sox that I still can't. I still have it in my throat, but. I mean, that was a long time ago. It's hard to believe that's 21 years ago. Really, it's really, really hard to believe. Browning goes J.A. Happ. Yeah, he was another disappointment.
Actually, he was okay, but then.
Yeah, Lieber was good for one season after the Tommy John. Yeah. But again, we have to get players that are going to play with us. I mean, if we trade for a player, he's got to be ready to be in there the next day. Boom, he's got to play there. And I don't know. And, again, with our show coming up in a couple of weeks, right after the All-Star game, should be very interesting what everybody's going to come up with. And we gather now that is a day that we're going to gather up all the rumors. That is not a problem, but we're not going to just throw out rumors every day here. It doesn't make any sense. Max coverage. Haney was another horrible trade deadline. Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Thank you for that, and welcome, Max. Yes, you're 100% right. Haney pitched lousy, even lousier for the Yankees. Then he went on, and he was pitching great for the Angels or Texas or whatever. Dodgers. I mean, that was ridiculous. How many home runs did he give up in his first 4 starts? Another one was Joey Gallo. Although for Joey Gallo, we got to see what Clayton Beeter will give us.
Maybe we should add Joey Gallo to the pitching mound. I mean, to the rotation or bullpen.
He's hitting like 97. I heard 97, 96. I've seen videos of him. I don't know how that's gonna partake in real action, but he's not exactly I don't think he'll be. Can you imagine him coming back to the Yankees as a pitcher?
Yeah,
I think the fans will go absolutely crazy. In the meantime, Ken, while I remember, so what's going on with your showings today? What are you going to be doing?
Play-by-play tonight.
That's it.
Maybe come on a little bit early with a pre-series review. I'm limited on time. I've got a lot of eggs up in the air. As a matter of fact, FYI for you, I am not going to be available tomorrow morning for the morning show because I have an ophthalmologist appointment. So hopefully they will help this eye situation out because it's not completely right.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, feel better.
Yeah,
no, it's fine. It's just a question of not being able to see all that well.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you said it was going to take about 5-6 weeks before you go back. So see how time flies? We're already here. My God.
Exactly.
It's insane.
Holy cow. Jacob Petruzzi, good morning. How you doing, Jacob? Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Sean Browning goes Chuck Knobloch. Knobloch was good for a while. I mean, let's face it. He helped us, and even though he was like Chuck Knucklehead.
I'm good friends with Chuck and his manager.
I always liked Chuck. I mean, him.
No, but I'm saying I'm good friends with both of them now. So
have they done interviews?
I can find out if Chuck is interested.
That would did Chuck Knobloch come out with a book?
No, I don't think so.
No, right? I thought he did. I thought that's why I'm really looking forward to Billy Sample because the year that he was on the Yankees, it had to be so crazy because he started with Yogi Berra, and 16 games he got fired, and then what happens? They bring in Billy Martin. So I think that's going to be a very, very interesting interview. And he wrote a book about it. So, it was like my 1 year and then some. So it is, listen, in talking with him, his experience with the Yankees, well, I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to let him go and talk. I can tell you it's very interesting. And the tape that he has on first Yogi Berra, then Billy Martin. Man, what two different contracts. Yogi laid back, nice, and Billy Martin right in your face for everything. Could you imagine? Let's think about this. Could you imagine Billy Martin managing Gleyber Torres? Oh, my God, what fire that would be. Billy Martin would have just that's it, on the bench, goodbye. Go see where you got to go. That would have been an interesting matchup right there. What do you think about that?
Which one?
Gleyber Torres being managed by Billy Martin.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Billy Martin would have been embarrassed on national TV like he was when he went up against Reggie Jackson in the dugout.
Yeah. And I see that play 1,000. I mean, I saw it live and everything. I mean, on TV and everything.
Too.
I did not think he dogged it. I mean, I think they were just frustrated that they weren't playing well. The Red Sox were kicking our buns, and he was coming in like a normal, for a normal. And then he sent Paul Blair out there. I'll never forget the reaction. And Reggie goes, "For me? For me?" He says, "I don't know. Go ask the manager." And then he went in the dugout, and you're dogging it. You're dogging it. That's all you're doing. You're dogging it. And I remember, rest in peace, Elston Howard, and I believe it was Jimmy Wynn. We had him for literally 2 weeks. He hit a home run, and he was very, very popular, very good with the Houston Astros. And the Yankees had picked him up, but he was there for literally about a week. He had a home run, and then yet another hit. I think he struck out 8 times. Boom, he was gone. But that was some scene, man. That was really the craziness of the Yankees. I mean, that, man, oh man, they were definitely the Bronx Nuts. But they got accomplished. They accomplished the World Series 2 years in a row, and probably would have won a few more. The unfortunate Thurman Munson. Players just got old. Catfish Hunter got old. They had gotten Tommy John, and he got hurt, and he came back and got hurt again. So they had a lot of problems going on. So, but it is what it is. So guys, give us a little bit about your what you think about the tonight's game. Give us your thoughts and who's going to be the star of the game.
Well, tonight Max Fried is going today, right?
Nope.
Who's today?
No,
Rodon.
Rodon, sorry. Yeah, I think Rodon will go 6-7 innings today, 2 to 3 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 hits, and then my hitting stars will be Judge, Belly, Goldie, and Chaz.
Okay. You always have about 4 people who are going to kill the ball, and you're lucky if we get one. Hey, Jake, welcome to the stream.
What's up, Jake?
And Mr. Ken, what do you think?
Hitting star, Stanton or DJ. Both of them hit well in Rogers Center. Rodon will pitch to his baseball cards. 7 innings, at least 7 strikeouts, and a couple walks.
Okay, well that's good. That's I think he's going to go 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to hold them down as long as that Kirk comes up with nobody on. and that would make me happy. I cringe if he comes up with the bases loaded or first and second or second and third. That I'm not looking forward to. So they got to do a good job letting this guy come up by himself.
For my fantasy baseball team,
yeah.
For my fantasy baseball team, Kirk was available, so I added him for my utility player today.
Well, you were smart. You were smart. Now watch, he'll probably do nothing.
Exactly, because I put the hex on him because he's on my damn team. He'll do Beano's the entire series.
Oh yeah, crazy. But well, we'll see. We'll see. How it goes, everyone. So this is what we're doing today, guys. I mean, obviously, if there's any news or trades or any roster moves from the Yankees, we will be reporting it here on NY Yankee Mania. 4:00. We're going to have our pregame show. And then right after that, we're going to go to Ken, the Ugly Truths channel, as he calls the play-by-play. Tonight's game, are they the usual 7:05, 7:10? I know they have a different.
They're at 7:07, but my stream is listed as starting at 7.
Okay.
And then right after, if I can get some,
yeah.
If I get a little bit of prep work done, I may go on at like 6:45, 20 minutes early, just to do a little bit of a series preview.
Okay, cool. And then right after Ken's stream, we will come back here and do a post game show immediately following. So that is your daily schedule for today, guys. And tomorrow morning, then we'll be back for bagels, coffee, you name it. And we want to wish Ken good luck tomorrow's appointment.
Yep.
Let's straighten everything out and get this thing behind him, and like this he can enjoy and see well again. So Ken,
also
behind you, and we're wishing you all the luck in the world. Not luck, but we're wishing you well and good health.
Yep.
It's sort of funny because through the streams and whatnot, everybody's seen me wearing glasses. I don't normally wear glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing reading glasses so I can focus on the screen when I'm talking to y'all. So this is, quite odd for me. And I'll be thankful for the day that I'm at least, I hope, back to normal and not having to wear the glasses.
I was before I forget, Ken, 4th of July. I was hoping one way maybe we could share the play-by-play. What do you think?
I'll be there. So, matter of fact, sitting in plastic wrap.
Oh, yes.
The 4th of July hat, Yankees hat. Yep.
4th of July Yankees hat.
That's a really nice
hat. So it will be donned for the 4th of July game.
Okay.
So if you want to call it on your channel or I want to do it on mine, I don't care. I will.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I mean, a Subway series like that, I think is important. Is really cool. Whatever you like. You've been calling the game, so you're the general with it. I would like to do at least one game on NY Yankee Mania if it could be worked out.
It can be worked out. All you have to do is say when you want to do it. We'll just do it. Okay.
All right. So one way. All right. Well, we do have a few days for that, but I just wanted to get everybody known that we're going to keep you covered with that Subway series coming up. So that should be a lot of fun. It's always fun calling that. And as long as we have the lamp on and we have the neon lights on and everything, and Ken has his new hat, I think we can't lose, right, guys?
Hopefully that gives us good luck.
Well, in that point, guys, thank you so much for joining
us. Another birthday shout out to Mike Tyson. Happy birthday!
Yes, happy birthday, Mike. And stay well and get back in that wrestling ring. You never know what'll happen. Not boxing, but come to the WWE again.
Maybe Joe against Mike Tyson.
Fight. Oh no, don't put me with that. No. When he says you can't hurt me, well, no, he really can hurt me. So I don't want to be bothered. But everyone, thank you so much for spending time with us. Remember to come back at 4:00 for the pregame show. we'll keep you updated. Hopefully, we'll have the lineups. Look at NY Yankee Mania. Also, everyone, look it up our Discord channel, please. It's the new wave of everything, and this is where everybody gets together, and there's so much news that comes on there, and you get to meet different Yankee fans. A big platform here and there. All of us are on it, and a shout out to CT Cards and Jason C. and Nitin and everybody else that's involved with this. It's going to be the next big thing. So by all means, get in on the ground floor on it. It's all free. Just go on, and we'll tell you more as it goes on. So thank you for that. Everyone, have a great day. God bless you all. And as I always say, God bless America. Let's go Yankees. And we will see you at 4 o'clock. Take care, everyone.